Imagine you are on a perfect day streak. You are ticking out each and every good habit, you are not doing any bad habits, and you are riding the wave of peak self improvement. But one day, you randomly get a bit of injury during your workout. You skip your meditation session because you had to attend to some urgent stuff. But then again, the same thing happens the next day. Another something comes up and you have to skip your meditation again. Before you know it, you haven't written your journals in 5 days. For the first time in a really long time, you have skipped your workout session because you weren't quote unquote feeling like it. And this is how the snowball starts. It does not start as a huge ball at the beginning. It starts as a tiny ball, and then it rolls up and it rolls up and it rolls up further and it transforms into this humongous ball. The writer T.S. Eliot said in his Holomance, and I quote, "That's how the world ends. Not with a bang, but with a whimper." And it's the same thing for you. It's not one big grand day that is an accumulation of all of your bad habits that ruins you. What ruins you instead is the accumulation of small, tiny habits or inconsistencies that you accumulate throughout multiple days or even weeks or months. You don't even notice it when it slips under your nose. And that is what we call death by a thousand cuts. You might be able to see a piece of paper in the back of me, and there I have written out what are the most important things that sum up my life. For example, putting my brain energy into one particular task rather than spreading myself thin among all of these tasks. And one of the things that I have written down in that piece of paper, which stays in front of me the whole time, is death by a thousand cuts. It's never the big things that cause your downfall, it's the small things. But here's the good thing, we can reverse this mindset. We can use it to our advantage because if the small things kill us, that means the small things have energy. And if we are able to utilize that energy, we can direct it towards something positive. So, in this way, success does not become an overnight achievement, but rather a grind with thousand steps. And this self improvement journey is like a sine wave. It goes up, then it goes down, then it again goes up, then it again goes down, and it continues. And here is one thing that you should definitely know. Even if you forget each and everything about self improvement, you should remember this. The entire point of self improvement is minimizing those downward positions in the sine wave. We want to have as much highs as possible and get through the lows as fast as possible. And let me just tell you, I have fallen into these ruts for so many times that I cannot even count right now, and I have picked myself back up in the last 2.5 years in this journey. Today, I will show you the two strategies I used to get myself out of a rut. Speaking about the first path, each and every one of you should be able to use this and use it to your advantage. So, for that, we need to dive into video games a bit. If you have played any game, you know the concept of rankings, leagues, and you know those progressions like diamond, champion, elite, master, legend, whatever. Let's say your character needs level 85 to go to Legends League. And for us, Legend League, what a great day to be making videos. So anyways, let me continue. Let's say Legend League is basically you taking out each and every self-improvement habit and not doing any of the bad habits. Basically improving your life. So, you were level 90 a few days ago. You were doing all this shit. You were a beast in self-improvement. But then that rut came. And now you have fallen into level 50, who is only in Champion League, not in Legend League. And so, the thing you have to realize now is that life is a video game, sure, but it is on hard mode. If you don't earn XP, then you lose it. So tell me, can you jump from Champion to Legend League directly? If you have got more than a room temperature IQ, you would definitely know that it is not possible because in between we have separate leagues. You have to go through Elite, you have to go through Master, you have to go through Titan or Veteran or whatever. You have to go through 4 or 5 steps before you can reach Legend again, which means you have to increase your load bit by bit. Don't lie to me right now, alright? I guarantee you have said to yourself someday that today I missed 3 hours of study, so I will do 6 hours tomorrow or something crazy like that. And just sit with that belief for 5 minutes. Understand how retarded that sounds. Let's say you're not able to do lateral raises with 10 kilogram weight and you're getting pissed and you are saying that, all right, since I cannot do it 10 kg, I will do it 15 kg. Do you understand how retarded that sounds? Whenever we miss something, we should decrease the load rather than increase it. You're saying I missed 10 minutes of meditation today, so tomorrow I'm going to do 20 minutes or 30 minutes. You're trying to overcompensate because you undercompensated today or you did not do the task today. So basically, you are punishing your future self rather than acknowledging the fact that yes, I'm a piece of shit. I did not do the habit today. That means tomorrow I will try to get to my baseline. Baseline might be 3 hours of work. So I will try to get 3 hours of work done at the minimum. Not 6 hours, not 7 hours, not 8 hours, but 3 hours. I did not hit the habit today. That does not mean tomorrow I will try to overcompensate. That only means tomorrow I have to hit the habit. Or sometimes in some situations or circumstances, you have to lower the barrier to entry. For example, let's say you used to do 10 minutes of meditation each and every day, and you have missed it for a week because 10 minutes now seems too long of a period to just sit there. What you can do is you can reduce the 10 minutes to just 5 minutes, or you can reduce it down to 1 minute. You have to just sit there. You have to prime yourself to think, all right, I just need to sit there for a minute. Let's see how that goes. Now, don't fucking lie to me, right? In your entire day, that is 24 multiplied by 60 minutes, that's approximately 1440 minutes of your entire day. You literally have the time of 1 minute to just sit down and do the meditation. You can just take the habit of meditation that day, even if you do 1 minute, because at the least, you will have done something rather than totally not do it. Understand this, right? Let's say you are not able to solve 50 questions. That was your target. You did not solve 50 questions. But even solving 10 questions actually gets you a step closer to your goal. And so basically, whenever I fell into the rut, I started small. During ruts, when I became level 50 again, I tried to push myself to go to level 51, then 52, then 53, then maybe 55, maybe 57. And similarly, I tried to climb back into the Legends League of level 90. And so, write this down, that is, do the habit. I say this advice at the end of each and every video, but I don't think most people understand the fundamental of it, that is, start if you haven't already. What that means is, if you are not currently doing the habit, then at least do a little bit. I am not asking you to go do the 3 hours full session of work. Just start. It's something like the 5 minute rule that you only sit down and work for 5 minutes, and if you feel like continuing, then you continue. But it's not all that. It's basically that you have to just sit down and tick the habit. You do not have to do the full session. You just have to sit down and do one single repetition. It might be one page of reading, it might be one push up, it might be anything. But you have to make an identity that I do not skip the habit. I am a person who does not skip X habit. And then what I did is use the concept of progressive overload, which basically means increase it by a little over a long period of time and so get the results. I remember one example, which is before I settled into my current workout routine, I used to do one routine that is kind of like One Punch Man in a way. Basically, basically that was one push up, one pull up, one squat each and every day, and then as the days goes by, I just add one. Like for example, today I am doing one push up, one pull up, one squat. Tomorrow I will do two of each. Then next day I will do three of each. Then four, and similarly, like each and every day I would just add one. This is something I tried and it was fun for whenever it lasted, because after day about 20, the pull-ups become a bit harder because pull-ups, and also the place where I do pull-ups is like horrible. I will put the picture on the screen, you will be able to see it. It's not a place for pull-ups, I swear to god. So basically, all that to say, if you are in Champions League, get to elite, get to master, then get your fucking legends title back. And now, before moving on to the second path, if you are really serious about focusing, I have a course coming up where I share my tactics to eliminate distractions and focus for as long as possible and get as much work done as possible. It's a pre sale. You can go and check out the link in the description. And so, path B. And I will like to begin with a disclaimer that whom is it for? So, it's for the people who are kind of an intermediate in the self improvement journey and they have willpower. More specifically speaking, self control. The reason it worked for me was because I had enough levels of self control. And if you believe you do not have enough level of self control, do not try this path. And it's not a challenge to you. Like, let's be very clear right now. I'm not forcing you to do this, and I'm not forcing you to get onto this path and, apply these tactics, because you will just waste 2-3 days on this tactic if you are not the person with self control. And you can just follow path one, it totally works. But if you are someone who does have self control, then listen up. I've got something. The principle is factory reset. Whenever you purchase a new device, it comes as stock Android or stock Windows or stock Apple before you started editing it. Or let's say your phone gets damaged, then you go to the repair shop and they factory reset it. All of the data is cleaned, everything is gone, it's just a new phone again. So that is the principle that we are going to use. So what I want you to do is stop doing everything for one day. And don't be a retard, of course. For example, if your parents are asking you to do something, then of course go and do it. But in terms of your works, habits, good habits, bad habits, stop doing each and everything. No workout, no music, no junk food, no YouTube, no any of the habits. Whether it may be good, whether it may be bad. You just have to sit there or lie there or whatever. You just have to not do anything. You have to just exist. And you might be questioning me that, wait, nothing. And my answer to that would be fuck you, because you decided to watch till here. I already gave you the mechanisms to do in path A. Since you are watching till here, that means you are self controlled enough. That means you can do it. Otherwise, stick with path A and just do path A. Come on. And if you want a different fix rather than path A, because path A takes a bit longer, stick to path B. Listen and apply whatever I am saying like they are the holy words of your book. The Bible, Gita, Quran, or the Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking, if you're an agnostic or atheist. So, shut your brain and listen to me, because you are in a rut and I am not in a rut. I have pulled myself back up from ruts so many of the times, so I know what I am doing and I know what you are doing, right? So, trust me and trust yourself that I am gonna pull you out. The only reason it sounds so counterintuitive is because most people tell you to stop only the bad habits and brute force your way into doing the good habits. But what I am telling you instead is stop each and every goddamn thing, except for the essentials, of course. So let me tell you why it works. It works because it's a shock to the system. If you are someone like me, you're the type of guy who does good habits and bad habits both. Like, you work out for 2 hours, fine, but then again you scroll reel for 30 minutes. But if you follow this advice of stopping each and everything, that day you will have nothing to do, which means boredom. Now, I can surely rant about dopamine and all for a really long time, because I have watched way too many podcasts about it, but let's be real. You know all the graph and all the curve and all the sciencey bullshit, but let me filter it down in a very simple language. Your brain basically has two parts. The first part is the monkey brain. It wants pleasure, it wants comfort. The good habits are painful, but the bad ones are not. That's why your monkey brain wants to indulge in the bad ones. And number two is the logical brain. And your logical brain thinks, wait, I can just physically not watch reels. I can just physically sit down and do work. That is a goddamn powerful revelation to have, because you can just think and do it. You can literally accomplish anything. You can just say today that, yes, I will be doing 100 push ups today. You might be out of shape, you might be struggling to do 2 push ups, but physically speaking, you can drop down and do 100 push ups, can't you? Because you absolutely fucking can. So, one part of your brain wants pleasure, and another part of your brain can do anything. In that case, what you have to do is not indulge in any activities. Instead of doing more, you not only have to do less, you have to do nothing, which means you will get bored and your brain will crave literally anything. Visualize this. You woke up at, let's say, 7 a.m. and you're going through your day. You have not done anything. You have not done good habit, neither bad habit. You have just sat on your chair or you have sat on your bed and you're just existing. Not even particularly, let's say, meditating or journaling or anything. You're just sitting there or lying there. You're just existing. After a certain point, you will feel like, man, at least let's just go and study a bit. At least let's just go and record a video. At least let's just go and do few push-ups or anything. Your brain will literally say to you that let's just do anything because I'm not getting enough dopamine. Hence, by the end of the day, you will want to crave to do anything, literally. But here is the twister. Even if you feel motivated to work, you should not. You literally should not work. That is literally the most anti-productive advice I have ever given out, but it is true. Even if your brain is saying to you that go and work, go and work, go and work, do not work that day. It's because you need a full reset, not a half reset. Let's say your brain restored half of its health via the entire day of doing nothing. Then, after that, if you start working, it might damage itself. Let's say it recovered 50 HP, it might go to 30 HP because that 20 HP you spent on working. Instead, what you have to do is you have to allow it to recover to 100 HP because the next day your brain will automatically be focused towards doing the good habits because you literally did not do anything the day prior to it, which means you will automatically feel like working. So, motivation is checked, you will work, discipline is checked, and you will produce results. So, output is checked. All three in goddamn one. And now for the biggest and the scariest question. What if you feel like scrolling reels? Or what if you feel like eating junk food? Or what if you feel like doing the millions of bad habits which are out there? And my answer to that will be you signed up for this. Why? Because you had self control. And if you do not have self control, it's alright. I did not have it at one point too. None did Iman, Hamza, Chris, and whoever the people you look up to. At one point in their life, they did not have the self control, but they built it up eventually. So, if you know you can do it, follow path B. If you know you cannot do it, follow path A. And I will give you the quick comparison between path A and path B right now. Path A is for most people, but the only thing is it takes more time. Let's say it's something like this. Path A is like a marathon, and there is gold at the end of the marathon. You have to run with 1,000 other people. And since the journey is very long, most people will quit, but the people who made it to the end will get the gold. Meanwhile, path B is for the people with self control. The upside is that it takes less time. And it's like it's a marathon, but you are having a Formula 1 car. But the downside is you have to understand and know how to drive a Formula 1 car, which is you have to have self control. So, once again, let me emphasize it. If you think you do not have enough self control, follow path A. It's gonna give you fantastic results if you stick through it. And if you think you have a bit of self control, then definitely go for path B. You have to just do it 1 day or 2 day in a row. 2 day is very extreme. I would say 1 day for most people is enough of doing nothing. And once again, I would like to remind you that I am making a course of eliminating distractions and focusing and maximizing the work that you do. And this is a pre sale. First 10 people will get it at half price, and the price is going to be doubled after the first 10 purchases. And you can go in the description and check out the link, and you can log the course at half price. So, boost the algorithm by liking and subscribing, and let me and everyone else know your current situation by commenting down in the video. And with this, as always, and this time remember this advice, right? Start if you haven't already. And the electricity fucked me up so bad today. Goodbye.